I'm coming out of my shell. I'm coming out of my shell. I've been there too long. It's time to move on. Out of my shell. Out of my shell.
Hey girl, hey. Welcome back to Out of My Shell. Okay, I have sound effects today. Why? Because I'm a little I'm a little disheveled. This has been an interesting week. And so this week, I want to welcome you back to the B series. This is, I think, week 2 of the B series. Last week, we talked about how to be bold, and we established that the greatest way to show up and be bold is to be yourself, right? So this week, we're going to talk about, drum roll please, bravery. It is time to be brave. So, why this topic? Well, I'm so glad you asked, girl. Well, with coming out of our show, in order to do so, we must be bold, we must be brave. And it is time for people, and specifically for women who've done all the things. They've checked all the boxes. I know my eyes are doing some weird things. They took care of all the people. They raised all the kids. They nurtured all the men. They supported every friend. They served God. They served people, and they served causes. This woman that I'm talking about, well, she has balanced working and performing for the whole world. This woman can be the chick next door, dressed to the nines, bringing home the bacon, hey, frying up in a pan, and never let him forget he's a man. And she's holding the children by the hand. This woman, she's homeschooling, she's working from home, she's entertaining the hubs at the end of the day, and then she's too exhausted to do anything for herself. It takes bravery to show up and say, time out. I need a time out here. I can't do all the things for all the people all the time because I'm the person that's getting lost in the sauce. This woman has overcome trauma. She's slaughtered generational poverty, and she shows up in the world looking beat to the nines and beat to the gods, but she's miserable. She's created those shells that I keep telling you all you need to come out of. She's created those shells and those masks to protect herself from being exposed. See, she doesn't want to expose the fact that she really, at her core, she hates her life. Now, don't get me wrong. This woman is not suicidal, okay? She's not suicidal, but she's not living. She's settled into the fact that she can only merely exist, that she's only the caregiver. So she blends in to fit in, right? She doesn't make waves. She lies about who she is to incite reactions and responses. She pretends to be just like everyone else, but she has dreams, she has visions, she has goals in her mind, but she doesn't want to ruffle the feathers. She doesn't want to be considered selfish. So she lacks bravery, but she can be brave. She can be brave when she believes that she's called according to God's purpose. When she believes that she was created intentionally by God. When you believe that you were created intentionally by God, you can be brave. You can stop the chaos and stop the confusion in your soul, in your mind, your will, and your emotions that's constantly telling you that you're not enough, that's constantly telling you that your dreams don't matter. But you must believe that you're called according to purpose. Yeah, you must believe that your life is valuable. And that how you show up in the world is valuable, that you add value to every atmosphere, to every environment. You must trust that God is not against you, He's for you. And yes, your life might be pulling you in every direction. But one of the things that I learned about me in the process of trying to please everyone, I really wasn't pleasing anyone because although I was putting up those shells, although I was wearing those masks, people could see through them. I didn't know that. And some people were merely allowing me to walk into walls and exhaust myself because they wanted to see what they could get from me. So I want to convince you. I want to compel you. I want to encourage you. It's time to be brave. It's time to say, enough's enough. It's time to be fully convinced that you were predestined to win, to walk in newness every day, that you do not have to carry the oldness of that baggage of being all things to all men, that you can say no, and no is a complete sentence, that you can show up in this earth in your own skin, doing your own thing, not assimilating to look like everyone else, sound like everyone else, walk like everyone else, talk like everyone else, dress like everyone else. You can shake the system. You can shake the system to create the life you desire. But in order to do that, you must do a few things. You must ask yourself, why are you doing what you do? Why are you people pleasing every day? What is at the root? Do you love you? Do you love you? Do you understand that you are valuable? That you are unique, that you are created genuinely, authentically, organically for a reason. Only you can show up and provide the answers to those questions in this earth the way that you do. God gave you a unique sound, a unique look. Why are you trying to look like others, sound like others, do what they do when God has given you a unique mission? Are you going along just to get along? Or are you making waves because you despise peace? Because some people are not just assimilating. Some people are just trying to be different for the reason of being different. Not even because being different is what they're called to do in that area. Sometimes God wants us to merely walk in peace. Other times he does want us to shake the system. But the way to know when and where to do what is to be sensitive to that pulling, to that calling, to that whisper in your soul, to the voice of God, basically. So why are you doing it? Whatever the it is. If you're walking in fear and you won't exercise bravery in that area, why? What is holding you back? Have you changed so much to look like others, to become like others, to speak in their language? Have you changed so much that you're not even recognizable to God anymore? You're not even recognizable to yourself. Do you look in the mirror and you cry because you know you're not being authentic? I want to remind you today. Today is just your reminder. Girl, this video is for you. God birthed you with purpose. On purpose, for purpose. And I'm not talking about that purpose like, oh, I'm purpose. My purpose is to sing to the masses. My purpose is to act. My purpose is to be a doctor. My purpose is to be an attorney. I'm talking about the purpose because purpose is an overarching theme. It's not one thing. It's an overarching theme. If you're called to bring joy, you might bring that joy through song. You might bring that joy through acting. You might bring that joy through being a doctor, and you just create different atmospheres when people walk into a room. So do you know your purpose? I am an atmosphere changer. I change atmospheres. Where people are depressed, I bring joy. Where people have questions, I provide answers. God birthed me to be an atmosphere changer. I am that place that people come to lay down their burdens. Gonna lay down my burdens down by out of Michelle, down by out of Michelle. I know I'm tripping. I went off on a tangent, but I am that person that people come to with questions and they need answers because I change atmospheres. God gave me that gift. God purposed me to change atmospheres. I never understood that. For the longest, I didn't understand that. So I didn't understand why I was constantly assigned to chaotic atmospheres. atmospheres. I didn't understand why I was constantly in environments where people had questions and I'm supposed to provide support, because I change atmospheres. Where there is a need, I fill it. Where there is a question, I answer it. Where there is a need for peace, I bring it. Where there is a need for joy, I bring it. I change atmospheres. So if that's by speaking behind a mic, or standing on a stage reciting poetry, or speaking life into someone's life, or bringing clarity where there is doubt, or coaching someone to their authentic life, or whatever it is I'm doing. If someone is coming into my office because they feel disheveled in their spirit and they want to lay down their burdens, they come to me so that I can change the atmosphere. And that's not something I created in myself. That's not a gift that I gave me. That is something God designed me with the tools to do. Now, yes, I can take classes to become a better coach. I can take classes to become a better speaker. I can go to ministerial school and classes and all these things. I can do all the things. But the reality is my purpose is that. I hope I've brought clarity to what purpose really is. That it's not so narrow, that it's not one thing, but it is an overarching theme for your life. So in that area that you are not showing up bravely, why? Whatever it is you're doing, where you're shrinking for others, what does you shrinking do for others? What is that doing for you? What is the payoff? Everything we do for some kind of payoff. I'm here before you right now, coming out of my shell before you, putting myself on camera, opening myself up to scrutiny and all types of judgment or whatever else, because I am an atmosphere changer and I want to do what thus saith the Lord for my life. I want to be obedient. I want God to say, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's my payoff. And in an effort to do that, hopefully I build a community, right? A community of strong, capable, wonderful women. Yes, that's my payoff. Does fading to black because you're afraid to show up in all of your splendor, in all of your light, does it serve the individuals around you who are insecure? And you don't want them to feel bad about who they are. You don't want them to feel bad that they don't have the same gift that you have. Guess what? Everyone has a gift. And even if they don't have the gift you have, they have a gift. And often when we show up authentically as ourselves in our own gifts, we give other people permission to show up in their gifts. We give them the courage sometimes to show up. And they say, if she can do it, I can surely do it. We're all created here one for another, to be each other's community, to be each other's accountability partners. Every person I come into contact with, I am either their accountability partner or they are mine. And sometimes we're both, okay? I'm theirs and they're mine. But that's why God created all of us. One of the main reasons for us to be support for each other, for us to serve each other. We are all called to serve. And if we're doing what we're here to do, then everyone's needs will be met. Everyone. So what is it accomplishing? Are you building, or are you being stagnant, or are you destroying? I know you've heard people say, what you don't use, you'll lose. I don't really know that God works with us like that. I think God knew the day and the hour that we would have our awakening. So he's built in the grace around our lives so that we don't lose it. Now, we may have to sharpen it. But the one thing I am sure about, for those of you who struggle with insecurity and jealousy and strife with other people, and you don't like seeing other people blessed, I'm not condemning you to hell. You too can change your mind today. So I want to really encourage you. Be brave. Show up as you. This world doesn't need another me. It needs you. It needs me. It needs you. It needs you and you back there and you over there. I see all of you. It needs each and every one of us individually, or God would not have created us. If he made you, if you are breathing, there is a purpose for your life. If you are being brave, is it feeding your ego or is it feeding your faith? Are you growing stronger in your faith? Are you growing closer to God? Are you being more of a community to people? Women, we know we deal with that savior mentality. We think we're supposed to take care of the world. But while you're taking care of everyone else, who Who's taking care of you? And I don't mean that in a way where someone's bringing you slippers and cooking you meals. I mean, who is taking care of the purpose in you? Who is nurturing that? Who is making sure that you are showing up as you every day? I want to remind you, you are special. You is beautiful. You is kind. You is smart. For all of y'all saw the movie, please in the comments tell me you know what movie this is. You is kind. You is smart. You is beautiful. You is valuable. You is enough. You is, I know that's grammatically incorrect, but you are enough. You are enough. And what God gave you as a gift, as your calling, it's more than enough. So show up and be brave. Be brave by taking ownership of who you are. Be brave by saying when enough is enough and you need a timeout. Be brave by every single day carving out time to nurture your purpose, to nurture your calling every day. I don't care if it's 30 minutes, and do not allow anyone to impede upon that time. Unless it's a fire or someone has died, you should have 30 minutes every single day where you connect to God, you connect to your purpose, you connect to your spirit. I don't mean in an Oprah kind of way, know your spirit stuff. I mean, literally, you are in the face of God. You are in the mirror asking God to show you and give you the courage, the bravery, the strength to show others you also. I thank you, girl. I hope this was encouraging and inspiring. I hope you feel fed. I hope you feel that your atmosphere has been shifted, that you had questions, now you have answers. I hope you know that we need you. We need you. There's something so special about you. So I thank you. If you're not subscribed to this channel, you go ahead and you click that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so that every single week on Thursday at 8:30 p.m., you'll get the notification that I have dropped a video. Click like and tell me how this video is inspiring you to be brave. Till next time, girl. You do one thing this week to come out of your shell. I'll see you next time. Bye.